never drive the RS2 and you'll love driving the S2.
That's 100% accurate.
Now I'll probably just keep them both because I have a Carcaine problem.
Get in the car and fire it up.
For the first time.
Can you turn this smoke machine on? With the ballast point up in here!
And just as we start heading to the ring, it starts pouring.
It feels like I'm going 300 miles an hour.
Welcome back, Carcaine Abroad.
It's the show where we went to Germany to fulfill our Carcaine addiction of buying cars that we don't need.
Huge thanks, FCP Euro, Rotiform for making this happen. Yeah, it's been nuts.
It's been a trip.
Honestly, the biggest trip was that this actually happened. This was a really dumb idea we had a couple years ago, and then we actually found some sponsors that we work with on other projects that were like, that's actually a cool idea.
Still running after a day at the Nürburgring, after bombing down the Autobahn, after backcountry roads. They're still going.
It's the last day with the cars. They have to get on the boat. We are going to enjoy them to the fullest until we bring them there.
Just hit the road while the weather's nice, because
Yeah,
It looks like
it's gonna rain.
So we've been on the Autobahn on and off for about 3 days. So now we're just gonna get off on some country roads, drive around, take in the scenery.
Look at how proper the wagons look in this field.
this just looks like where they belong.
You might be cutting down a Christmas tree, taking your family to go grab some ponies and just trailer them home in a 40-foot
Full-grown
trailer.
ponies?
Pony? Yes.
Full-grown ponies
horses.
in a enclosed trailer, maybe 30 of them behind each one of these cars.
But you know, on the whole Autobahn thing, I love the Autobahn. It's an amazing piece of roadway, but honestly, you'd be surprised. Driving over 100 miles an hour for hours starts to get boring.
That thing is not made for Autobahn. That thing's made for twisting.
This actually is, and I hate to say it, but so is that.
Yeah,
I've
that's
watched
true.
you cruise like
drives like a dream.
190 miles an hour. I mean,
But I just
190
sit
kilometers an
there
hour.
thinking about what engine I'm
Matters.
gonna swap into it as soon as I get it back to the United States. Like that's, I spent the last hour and a half just thinking about which motor goes in this car. This 316i was built for small towns and cruising around little countryside roads, not Autobahn.
Didn't they say that the lady who owned it like never left the town?
Yeah, it hasn't left that town in 26 years.
Who spent its entire life?
In cab over engine? That's crazy.
Alright, so Vinny, walk us through your thoughts. What do you think you're gonna do to the wagon?
All right, so current thought is I bought a E36 M3.
4-door automatic for really cheap. And I was thinking I would just put the S52 in this. But I'm thinking I make that E36 into something else with that motor. And I got a big bad LS3 being built. So I could just put that in this with a 5-speed.
You're gonna upset all the BMW purists for putting an LS in it too. Just a little extra sauce.
I mean, it'll have so much torque that I could probably pull a boat with it.
I like that. I think that'll be good.
Removing all dents to start with. Rotiform's got a new wheel out. I think it's called the DKR.
Which I really like. I'm gonna go with the 17.
Probably put it on KWs. And I think I'm gonna swap to the later integrale headlights, which have the 2 same size rounds
Instead of the one larger, one smaller. And then, I don't know, I was even thinking yellow tint.
and also popping this Evo wing on the back, which I might have to do once we get to port.
What's the Lancia demographic like? Can you explain that to us, Ron?
Yeah, for the most part, it's really simple. It's just dudes that crouch in like corners of alleyways and smoke cigarettes and drink booze.
What do you want to do to the S2?
Well, I thought I was gonna sell it, but I don't know, I'm kind of like falling more and more in love with it.
I think the big question is going to be like when I get back to the States and I have this and the RS2, will I care about this thing anymore?
Every inkling in my body tells me that you will never drive the RS2 and you'll love driving the S2 because it's not nice.
That's 100% accurate.
That's just who I am, right? I mean, that's just who everyone thinks I am.
Wait, what? Who are you?
Guy who just drives shitty cars.
I'm expected to have a shitty car.
And we're back. Another snack break.
Today, we have the delicacy of Germany.
It's currywurst.
It's
We
curry
finally got
and
our
like
currywurst.
tomato sauce and ketchup. That's it. It's really simple, but it's very good. But what's more important is how good our partners are. FCP Euro, great guys, enthusiasts. They race cars just like us, but they also are your one-stop shop for all European parts. In addition to that, they offer lifetime warranties, and they even offer it on Liqui products. That's like a consumable.
Liqui FCP Euro, match made in heaven.
Oh.
You deserve this.
Oh, see, the fries are a nice part. You got to mix it back and forth. You also got to mix in a little of the mayo too. Currywurst in general is a 10 out of 10.
Yep.
So good.
So where do we go next?
I think Japan would obviously be the next easiest one because like it has the cars that people want to see.
I got it.
Let's go to Thailand with Soupy.
So in Thailand, they ship all of like the 10-year-old cars from Japan to Thailand. They have a ton of J cars there.
Well, that dude from Apex was saying that Ireland
It has a lot of hidden gems because there was no import tax there for a long
long time, so people were like stacking 90s JDM cars.
You go to like a regional race in Ireland and the cars are like more wild than a full-blown WRC event.
And if you get pulled over driving a WRC car there, you will have zero issue.
I'm telling you, man, I'm really gonna miss the smell of burning power steering fluid when we leave. Got about like 5 kilometers left till we're at the port, and at that point, hand the cars over and see them when they get to Maryland. It's funny because like I love that car for what it is, but I've developed a bond with this car. We did the ring, Autobahn, all the good stuff, but whew, she's a looker. All right, so here is the S2 that I bought about 5 days ago. It's a 2.2 liter. It makes about 225 horsepower or something. 6-speed manual, designed and developed entirely by Audi. This, on the other hand, is the RS2, which to most people look very similar. Yes, this one's lower and it's on some rotiform, so it looks a lot doper. But this is Porsche and Audi combined. Like the actual title says Audi Porsche. The turn signals and everything are from the 993. Porsche mirrors. These obviously aren't the factory wheels, but the factory wheels are like a cup wheel from Porsche. But you'll notice it has Porsche brakes, although these do need to be repainted. And it also has the 5x130 bolt pattern. So this has the 5x112, which you can see, not as big as the 5x130. Interior wise, this one's like, okay, honestly, this is not a good version of S2 interiors. There's better versions, but you know, it's the basic Quattro interior. This is like a weird navy color.
That.
Whoa. Well, this one has the wood trim inside. This one's got the carbon fiber trim inside, all black interior. Much nicer steering wheel too. And the steering wheel actually says Porsche on it too. So all those little pieces. So this was like the basic rear end. This was the same thing you got in the non-sports model, right? This is the S2. So this is like middle sports, that's full sport. This is that classic all like tail light rear of a 911. This one actually has quite nice little tow hitch, because I will probably tow things with this because I'm an idiot. I'll tow that with this one. Yeah. This is the Hork ring. This is the Wanderer ring. That's Audi, that's DKW. Nerd shit. Nerd! So same engine, right? I mean, literally same valve cover. These are ABY in both cars, I'm pretty sure, or similar thing. 20 valve turbo, 5 cylinders, but this one tuned by Porsche. So not only do you get this really nice thing that says Porsche, so when you pop your hood at Cars and Coffee, you confuse everybody because you have an Audi that says Porsche underneath, but it's a bigger turbo, it's a better tune. So this thing makes 300 and I think like 15 horsepower to this is 227. So this one has all of its fins. This one doesn't, but still didn't overheat on the ring, on the Autobahn, so still works great just like that. I'm more excited about this car than I was when I bought my 911. I tried to tell myself that this wasn't my dream car and I could pay half for less of a dream car, but I still love this car. And like, I don't know, now I'll probably just keep them both because I have a Carcaine problem. So I get in the next, like, think like 12 hours, these cars get on the boat and they go to Maryland, which might take a couple weeks. I'm not really sure. If they were going by container right now because of COVID, it could actually take upwards of like 6 months to a year for us to get them. But we opted to do the drive-on style, both of all the cars that we got run. And next on the trip is we're gonna head to Wolfsburg, which is home of Volkswagen. We're going there for the Currywurst, and then maybe we'll look at some cars over there. They apparently have a really special Currywurst that they serve everyone in the factory. So that's why we're going there, and then afterwards, if we've got any time left. And then after that, we head to Poland to catch back up with the guys from Rotiform, and that's a wrap. Time to send them home. I'm so stoked.
And guys, we've just been told the cameras are not allowed to be running on this, the GoPros are not allowed to be running. My car's definitely overheating, which is pretty sick. I don't understand how. Might just be your fan not working or like a relay or some shit like that. How hot is it right now? It's in the red. I wonder if there's just like not coolant in it, because it has a clutch fan, so.
That's it. That's how our cars go to America. So we came here, we bought some cars, we drove them on the ring, we ripped them on the Autobahn, and now we've shipped them back to America. So we're back to this, which has been kind of a bit forgotten this trip.
Not by Scotto.
I mean, Scotto, did you drive the fastest you've ever driven in this car?
Yeah, I drove 285 kilometers. I went for another 300 kilometer attempt, didn't get there.
I love this car. I mean, I'll be real with you. The RS5, out of all the RS models, is my least favorite one. But this is just so nice to have. It's crazy. Like, it's insane how fast these cars are these days.
All right, so at this point in the trip, we have no goals other than eating. So we're headed to Wolfsburg because apparently they got the best currywurst in all of the country at the Volkswagen factory.
Oh, no way.
What, it smells fresh outside. It smells nice. We've been smelling a lot of poop lately.
Distinct smell of poop here. Also, when you live in Los Angeles, you really come to respect clean air because it always just smells like exhaust and dirt, pretty much.
Just
disgust.
And we pulled up and the kid got a Hoonigan sticker on his fender. All right, so quick interruption. We want to know whether or not you like content this way. And what we mean is not the amazing adventure stories of myself, Vin, and Ron.
We're talking about back-to-back episodes, telling a story over 1 week, back to back to back to back. So if you like that, hit us in the comments, let us know.
Yeah, if you'd prefer more of our like adventure story type stuff that we do or travel stuff that we do to come all out in one burst, comment below and maybe it'll happen next year.
We made it here. We're at Ultrace.
One of my favorite car shows I think I've been to in a long time.
I think this may have been the best car show I've been to. When your wheels are 13s but your tires are 205.
Bro, look at this stance.
So we just got to the show, and Brian just told me I'm a judge. Thanks for the heads up.